Well, Jason, I spoke to Matt after the game at Swindon on Tuesday, immediately after the game, a bit like Doncaster. It was a bit of a sort of not quite sure about the last 5 minutes and bit dazed. Probably had a couple of days to think about the game now. What are the reflections looking back at it?
Yeah, obviously disappointed with the result. Pleased with the performance. We feel a little bit hard done by on the road at the minute, where we haven't quite picked up the results we feel that the performances are warranted. But we're confident that as long as we can keep putting in those types of performances, then the results away from home will come. Obviously, I thought it was a particularly good game. I think for the neutrals, it would have been an entertaining game. Probably a little bit open or too open for our liking, but yeah, I think it could easily on another night gone a different way. And we unfortunately came out on the wrong end of it. Created plenty of opportunities, played some really good football at times. We're disappointed with the 3 goals that we conceded. Sort of uncharacteristic goals from our point of view, but things that we look to put right and ready for the weekend.
And the third one coming so late. Second time we've lost in injury time this season, and hoping things might turn around and we might get one in our favour coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I think unfortunately we've been on the wrong end of a couple, but I think Matt's always sort of first to point out that these things sort of tend to balance out over the course of the season, and obviously we'll be looking to do that. But we've scored late goals recently in home games where substitutes have come on and made a difference. So I think it's easy sometimes to look at the negatives and the games that have gone against us, but we've had certain games where we've won games late on, and I'm sure throughout the course of the season that will certainly balance itself off.
And while it was exciting to the neutral, I think a neutral would also probably have said the draw. If it had finished 2-2, that would probably have been a fair result.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you look at the stats on the night, I think albeit they might have had a bit more possession than us, but I think on chances created and sort of shots on goal, I think it was an even game. And like I say, on another night, we certainly had enough chances to have scored more. And like I say, unfortunately for us, conceding 3 goals, always up against it. So yeah, disappointing from the goals that we conceded on the night. But like you say there, we could easily have won the game.
On the plus side, Will Randall with a couple of goals. Coming back to the form that he was in before he got injured at the start of the season. Second goal in particular was a glorious goal.
Yeah, I mean, Will had a particularly good pre-season. He came back fit. He had a very strong pre-season, went into the season in good form. Obviously picked up that dead leg in one of the games and he missed a couple of weeks. But yeah, certainly back to full fitness now. And, when he's in that kind of form, he can be unstoppable. And, the 2 goals he got, the first one particularly a great bit of play and a good pass from Donovan. And the second one, Omar set him free. But it's, great, both of them great finishes. And hopefully we can keep him fit and keep him scoring goals.
Now, it was a strange start to the evening with the tribute, obviously before the kickoff. I'm saying to Matt on Tuesday, I don't think I could ever recall seeing players walk out of the tunnel in complete silence.
No.
Probably going to happen again. Probably going to happen at Sutton because we get our own chance to pay tribute tomorrow. But
yeah,
was quite a stirring 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think credit to Swindon as well. I thought the actual silence, the minute's silence, was very, very as still as I can ever remember. A minute's silence. The respect that everyone was paying, and obviously singing as well the national anthem, the new national anthem, as it were. So I think it was a special night in terms of that occasion. But yeah, obviously everybody wants to pay their respects in the right way, and I'm sure we'll do that again tomorrow.
And then after that, we've got the game against Hartlepool tomorrow. They haven't had a great start to the season, but I'm sure this is a situation where, as a manager or assistant manager, you're going to say, don't take any notice of the league table, and it's going to be a really tough game.
Well, it's easy to say, like you say, but we've watched quite a few of their games, in their recent games, and they've been in every game. Their games, similarly to us saying we feel under hard done by in the last sort of couple of away games, they can be saying the same. They've certainly been in the games that we've watched. They've got a real threat about them in an attacking sense. And yeah, we'll have to make sure we're right on it tomorrow to make sure that, like I say, and I always say, performances are right, but ultimately the performances, will transpire into wins. So we need to make sure that we're right up for it tomorrow, and that we start the game well, and we've had a good run of form at home, and we want that to continue. So no, we certainly won't be taking Hartlepool lightly. Like I say, they've got some good players. They've been on a run which they haven't been picking up a win as yet, but they've certainly been in games. So yeah, like I say, we need to make sure we're on it tomorrow.
And you say the performances have got to be right, but I guess generally over the first 8 games, you'd say the performances have been right. From
yeah,
that
definitely. Yeah, we've been really pleased with how we've started the season and the performances. Like I say, we're probably sitting there thinking we should have sort of 4 or 5 more points, or could easily have had 4 or 5 more points. But it's still very, very early days, and for us, it's just getting that consistency, like you say, the performance levels. But maybe being a little bit more ruthless in front of goal when we get opportunities, and maybe being a bit tighter at the back to make sure that we're not conceding sort of sloppy goals. So there's certainly work for us to do and improvements to be made. But we're happy with it, the start we've made. You'd say it was a pretty solid start, and another couple of wins, and we'll be in amongst the sort of top 6, 8 teams in the league. So we're not far away.
Now, the supporters on Tuesday will have seen Omar Bugil and Rob Milson both limp off during the course of the evening. What's the update on them?
Yeah, both of them, like you say, picked up knocks in the game. Omar really was precaution in terms of, he'd missed a couple of weeks with an injury, so we were a little bit cautious with him in terms of the time that he played anyway. But yeah, he's had a couple of days rest, and he's been back on the grass today. So we'll see how he is in the morning, and he'll be in contention to play tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see how he is tomorrow. The same with Rob. Rob picked up a bit of a knock, but that settled down not too badly. So he was out on the grass as well this morning. And same thing. We'll see how both of them are in the morning with a view to whether we pick them or not, or whether they're ready to start. So yeah, we're confident that the squad's in a good place on that front. So hopefully we'll have a full strength sort of team to pick from.
With Omar, was there also a little bit of thing that he was on a yellow card, and it was being played a little bit on the edge by then? He'd just been the recipient of a heavy challenge, and you were a little bit worried that things might not.
Yeah, to be fair, not at that stage. I think obviously the initial incident, if you like, I think their player certainly was trying to make the most of it. And I think Omar would have been very hard done by if anything else had happened. So I think the referee dealt with it in an adequate way. But no, I think after that, Omar controlled himself, pretty well, to be honest. And he took a couple of bad challenges himself, but he did well not to respond to those. But the type of player Omar is, he's a robust character, and his game is about physicality. So if you take that away from Omar, you don't get the same player. So we certainly weren't holding him back in any way. And like I say, all being well, he'll be fit and raring to go tomorrow.
And everybody in the playing staff looking forward to tomorrow and a home game in front of our supporters, and after Tuesday, a chance to get back with 3 points.
Definitely, and like I say, the home form's been particularly good, and we want that to continue. It's great being back at home. The pitch is in superb condition, and it'd be good for our home support to get to see us again. So I had some really good messages on the back of Tuesday from some supporters, saying how much they're enjoying watching the team and the energy and the attacking play that we've had. So for us, it'll be about putting that show on again tomorrow, and hopefully people will enjoy us again. So and that will be backed up ideally with another win at home.
Brilliant. Well, we look forward to it, Jason. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
No problem. Cheers, Tony.